This is Gail Kovac for Gresham Barlow School District, Summer School, High School Credit Recovery, Data Reasoning, and Learning Target number 8. I can compare two distributions using their summary statistics. So summary statistics are things like measures of spread, measures of center, like mean median for center, or spread could be mean absolute deviation or IQR. So let's take a look at these two distributions. This is of small pet weights in pounds. So on the left, we've got the graph, a dot plot for small dogs, and we've got house cats on the right. The summary statistics of mean, median, MAD, and IQR are listed on the bottom of each of those. So let's talk about for center first. For center, we've got a mean average of 9 for small dogs, so that's your fair share average. We also have a middle value of 9, that's your median right here. So in general, on average, small dogs weigh about 9 pounds. You can see we've got this approximately normal distribution here for small dogs, and our MAD and IQR are measures of spread, or how spread out the data is. So IQR we've already talked about. That is your interquartile range. That is what's the distance from Q1, your first quarter of data, to Q3, your third quarter of data, or where's the middle half of data? So your middle half of data here would be from about 8 to 10. So this is where your box plot would be, with your median right in the middle. So that is a distance here of 2. That's how we get an IQR of 2. Your MAD is something that is introduced in 6th grade. It is mean absolute deviation. It's definitely tricky because there's lots of computations included there. So it is, on average, how far away are all the data points away from the mean. So this says that all data points are on average about 1.3 away from the mean average of 9. So because we do have some that are just 1 away, we have some that are 2 away, there's one that's 3 away, but most of them are about 1 1/3 away approximately. That's the MAD. So this is your measure of spread. Now let's take a look for house cats. For house cats, your mean and your median are 11. So that is a little bit higher than for small dogs. See, now we're already comparing. And the shape of this distribution is also approximately normal. It's a little bit tighter together, however, than for the small dogs. Small dogs are a little bit more spread out, which is why you see the measures of spread be a little bit less for the mean absolute deviation, and interquartile range is about the same there. So your box is still here for your box plot, but the whiskers are a little bit shorter on this one, where the whiskers for small dogs would be a little bit longer, like this. So it's a little bit less spread out, and the mean and the median are a little bit higher. Notice here that the mean and the median is the same for each of these distributions, and that's because the shape is approximately normal. For skewed distributions, you're going to see the mean value get pulled towards the tail, wherever the tail is, and the median is going to continue to remain as the middle point. So both distributions are approximately normal. You can mention that as well. However, all they asked for you to do was use the summary statistics that were given here at the bottom. So you could describe the shape of the distribution and compare that as well. So I think I'll just go ahead and do that. So let's say both approximately normal. And let's talk about the center first. So we're going to say the center for house cats is higher than the center for small dogs. So center for house cats is higher. And for small dogs. And now we are going to take a look at the spread. Now, the interquartile range is still the same for both of them, but overall, looking at the mean absolute deviation, the MAD, it is a little bit larger for the small dogs. So we're going to say the spread for small dogs and I might say is like slightly larger, slightly higher, because it's not by much. It's not more spread out a lot. It's just a little bit more spread out. So spread for small dogs is slightly. Slightly larger than for house cats. So there is a little bit more variability for dogs. We have some dogs that are only 6 pounds and some that go up to 12, but on average they're around 9 pounds for a small dog. Whereas for house cats, we have sort of a minimum value here of 9 and they go up to 13. So that's a smaller distance. That's a smaller distance right here than right here. So it's a little bit more spread out. There's a little bit more consistency, less variability for house cats than dogs. And they tend to weigh a little bit more as well because their center is up at 11 rather than down at 9. So looking at summary statistics, definitely consider those two measures of center. That would be mean and median. And you want to make comparative statements like I did at the bottom, like this one is more than this one, or this one is less than that one. So those are your comparative statements, comparing two things. You want to make a comparative statement for center, and you want to make a comparative statement for spread. And spread is going to be your mean absolute deviation in IQR, which one's larger, which one's smaller, and that will be all from your summary statistics.